Couldn't have timed that better. How you doing, everybody? That just lined up perfectly. End of the song. Hello, hello. Where's the button? Why don't I know where the? No. That's the one. How you doing, everybody? Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm not doing orchestral fantasy today. We need to change that. I don't know what I'm doing, really. There is this track that started, but I don't know what to call it. Like, I don't know what it is. So let's do this, because that's easier than trying to figure out what to call it. Big question marks. Big question marks. How you doing, everyone? Let's just get rid of that. What am I doing? Pro stream. I'm sorry for all Europeans keeping you awake. I apologize for that, but I'm sorry, not sorry. It's the way it is, really. I said Digital Ninja, thank you so much for the music. Already got some lined up for epic animation you're working. That's awesome. Fantastic. Glad to hear it. Using one of your music composition, all your drawing videos. Appreciate the work. Thank you. I'm glad you're using it. Glad you're finding it useful. My project is still opening. I hope it's okay. How's it been? How's the week been? I'm sorry I didn't stream on Monday. So I usually stream on Mondays. This at the present, but I couldn't get Contact to work again. So I had this like ongoing issue with Contact being a bit of a pain in the butt, and it would not load Cakewalk properly, so things were crashing all the time again. But I think we fixed it. I think I just did a whole uninstall, reinstall of Contact. I think it's fine now. I haven't had any issues since, so hopefully that's fixed it. It's been a week. Oh no, Shan. Oh no. Quite literally and figuratively. Space Ghoulix first. Oh, no worries for the bad English. It seems pretty good to me. I want to say, really enjoy work. Fits perfectly the spirit of the Star Citizen. Very nice. Very nice. Dathai, thank you for the follow. I made a video on my YouTube channel. Do best to follow the tutorial. Respect the usage, no worries. I'm sure you did fine. Sure you did good. Good night, Roke. Thank you for dropping in and saying hi before you went to bed. Appreciate it. Good night. Good night, sweet prince. Limited. Hello. Hello, Adelaidean. Hello, fellow Aussie. Nice to meet you. Hello from Brisbane. What is Cakewalk doing? Hopefully it's fine. Oh no! I didn't turn my keyboard on. Hopefully it's fine. Sometimes there's this weird issue. If I don't turn my keyboard on before I open Cakewalk, it just never recognizes it. Hopefully that's not the issue. Hey, Space Ghoulix, thank you so much for the subscription. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Now, still haven't figured out how to do the YouTube. I haven't put in the YouTube stuff. So if there's any alerts on the YouTube side, it still won't come through at the moment because I just haven't done anything. I'm very lazy. And I apologize for that. But hopefully by the next stream, I will squeeze in some time to actually finally add the alerts for YouTube. Last day of school? Lone Star, congratulations. Congratulations. You're moving on up. Louis 4, thank you. I'm glad you're using it. That's fantastic. Work is amazing. Your hobby serves a purpose. You should treat yourself now. Thank you. It's not even just a hobby anymore. It's a proper job now. This is how I make my living, is making music now, which is pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. But very happy. Yes. Yeah, that's perfect space clicks. Yeah, you don't have to even to do anything. You don't have to do anything. Just using my music is support enough, really. Getting the word out there, it's really how this whole library has happened. It's because people have shared my music, essentially, by sharing credits. It's been amazing. But thank you. Sorry. Water bottle. Apologies. Really, everyone is lazy when you think about it? Absolutely. We're all just moving towards the lowest state of energy, aren't we, Shan? Isn't that that's just how life goes? What made you initially share my music for free with CC, of course? So the idea really was born out of kind of my, I don't know, my experiences working in Los Angeles. So before, many years ago, many moons ago, in the mid to late 2000s, I worked in Los Angeles, and I was doing trailer music work. So I was writing library music that would be pitched for trailers and advertising and stuff like that. It's a very money-driven business, I guess. Like, it's all about placements and getting things into things and then getting paid. It's all about that. And working there was a very a draining experience. I had not a great time. There's a lot of work writing music. I didn't really like trying to make it seem like it's very valuable and must be placed in things, and it kind of just burnt me out. And I got to the point with music where I ended up leaving that job. I ended up leaving music altogether for many years. I ended up doing a science degree, and that's another story in itself. But I spent a lot of time trying to reevaluate what I wanted my music to do, and music was about. I didn't want music to be about the money. I wanted it to be about just writing music that I liked. And the idea of the library was this idea that I would write music essentially to explore things, to try things out, and as a way of putting my music out into the world. And it's up to you guys to figure out whether it's worth your time, worth your money if you wanted to, but especially worth your time to put it in things. It was like removing that barrier from like me telling you that this music is valuable. It was more like shifting that idea onto you guys and saying, you can decide. You may decide it's not great music at all, and you can just move on. And that's no skin off my nose, and it's no skin off your nose, There's no need for me to try and sell it to you, market it in a way. It's just, we can go our separate ways. So that was the idea, really, just to remove that weird pressure that comes with trying to make music this thing that has to make money, So yeah, that's the idea. And it's just grown, which is pretty cool. Jay's trapped in a hole? What's going on? So no, take on. No, I'm asking, I'd love to go down this route. YouTube uploads monetized, or is it strictly licensed as Patreon, Twitch subs and commissions? No, YouTube monetized. Everything you make, you can still make money off it. There's no limitation there. So yes, all my YouTube uploads are monetized. I can't say though that music channels make a lot of money though, unfortunately. It's not a section of the advertising market that gets a lot of money from YouTube advertisers. The other annoying thing is that you can't do a lot of the things that other channels do, like get sponsorships for videos. You can't really interrupt a track by today, yes, we have a word from today's sponsor. Can't really do that with a music channel, not easily anyway, without making other videos, I guess, to go with it. And you also can't do mid-rolls that much, right? Mid-rolls in the middle of a track, it's kind of a bit of a downer, I would say. And you got to write tracks longer than 10 minutes, which I sometimes do. Yeah. I mean, I've seen some like music channels do like compilations. I'm doing that a lot more, and that's probably the way they do the added value of mid-rolls. But anyway, that's also another thing. Mid-rolls would be a big issue. I agree, yeah. So having, like, if you had multiple tracks, you could probably add a mid-roll in between a track, I guess. But yeah. The library sounds so ominous, I agree. Yeah, it sounds like secret cabal. Some organization that's monitoring the world. Yeah. I notice you can't really see the chat. You need something on, like, a box over the chat. Let's do that. Maybe. Or maybe like a transparent thing. Now I need to write a track called The Library. That'd be interesting. What would that sound like? That would be like the ominous cabal music. You have a choir concert today, but doesn't stop you from watching. Very cool. Enjoy the choir concert. Sing your heart out. I used to do all that singing. I don't know if maybe I should join a choir. That's definitely one of the things that I'm probably more capable of doing these days than any other. I think other instrument is probably singing. Maybe not. I don't know. In a choir, maybe there's less pressure on, you to actually nail it in a choir, because it's kind of, you can be masked by all the other amazing singers. So maybe that's good for me. People are talking about how they use your music and love it, but I'm more than sure your music has inspired others. Thank you, Shan. I hope that's the case too. That's nice. Oh, so the sounds outside, our friendly neighborhood crows, they join us every morning stream. They just seem to hang out somewhere out there in the mornings. There's probably a tree that they like to hang in. I apologize. They do make a bit of noise. But not much I can do about that, I don't think. Could go out there and bang some pots, I guess. Would you like that stream? I wouldn't. I don't want to do that. I don't want to bother the crows. The crows are fine. Crows are just doing crow things. Crows have got their own business to deal with, The crows are coming, yep. Yeah, the crows are chill. I think we could invite them in one day. We can do some collabs. Or I should just stick the mic out the other side here. Record some crows and make a track out of it one day. That'd be a good stream, right? Get creative with crow calls. Space Ghoulix, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll be around for a few hours. Today we're going to work on a track that is, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like this sort of atonal kind of dark driving track. That's what we're gonna kind of call it. I guess it's kind of more gonna be like an underscore kind of track, a little bit more like more action rather than weird suspense. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes because I have no idea. It's kind of just playing around with ideas. This actually was a track for a game that has not made it into the game, so we're going to expand on it a little bit for the library. That's the idea. That is the idea. Crow samples would go crazy. I agree. It would test me. It would test my skills of creativity to play around with them. Just throw it in a sampler and just like pitch it up and down. That'd be fun. See where it goes. TV person, you can watch this. I guess you can watch it later. It'll be on YouTube's the live stream. But thank you. Thanks for coming. Dear. Going to defending democracy in Super Earth while listening. Wow. What? Oh, you're playing. Is that Helldivers? Enderblade? I actually haven't actually played Helldivers, which is so sad. Sounds like an amazing game. It looks like an amazing game. I've watched plenty of streams of it. Looks very fun. It's very fun. I feel like joining now would be like, I would be joining something that's halfway through a thing. I don't know how easy it is for new players to jump in. How easy is it? So I feel like if you're not caught up with, you know, gear and stuff, you're probably going to be lagging a bit. It would be weird, Shan. I agree. Crow noises would be a weird track. But you know, just add a few effects to it. It just turns into any other weird sound, you know. Boozy, how you doing? Hello. Definitely only but you can just lean on your teammates for it. I'm also the kind of guy who just hates playing with other people. I do like playing games with other people. You know, like, you know, open world games and things like that are like massively multiplayer. It's like I like people in the world. I'm not really good. I'm not a good team player though. I mean, I am. I am a good team player. I just don't like talking to anyone. I don't want to talk to you when I'm playing. All right. I want to sit on my couch and just, you know, be myself. I'll shoot the things with you. It's okay. It's fine. Hellos are great. So easy to jump into. Okay. Take you at least 3 sessions to understand, to get underway though. Okay. My camera's in the road of the chat. Can't see the chat properly. Let's move that up a bit. There we go. No. Come on. There we go. Don't need to talk? Good. Very good. I used to play a lot of, you know, like Overwatch. But I played it without talking to anybody. That was my thing. Because who wants to talk to people? Alright, let's see if we can get sounds to make sounds. Zishan, thanks for dropping by. Never seen such a wholesome stream. We do keep it chill here. It's kind of like I guess you could treat it like a co-working stream. You know, we're not here to do crazy things. We're just here to do some work. That's what we're doing. The streams pause your work? Not really. So this is writing music for the library, and yeah, I mean, it slows me down a little bit, I guess. Like I would probably write quicker if I was writing without the stream. let's just admit that. But it's not like it's dramatic. I used to, like, the stream actually used to be the only way I could write music. So when I was working in Sweden up until the end of 2023, as a scientist, I had a full research job doing, work in Sweden doing, forestry research, soil research. And so, having a full-time job, a lot of you probably realize it's really hard to, find time and energy to make music when you've got a full-time job. And so the stream, which I did 3 days a week on Twitch, was probably the only way I did write music for the library, because it was kind of this accountability session. Like, there was a bunch of people there waiting for me to turn the stream on so that I would write music. And it was actually the only way I really got work done, without, because it's just so easy to just come home and like, I don't want to do music today. I'm just gonna watch Netflix. I'm just gonna play a game. It was just very easy to do that. So the stream was the only way I could get work done. But now that I do music full time, it's not the only way I get work done, which is nice. But it's still nice to do. I don't know. It's kind of fun still hanging out with you guys, and I wish I could do it a little bit more, because it is fun, and it's also kind of nice to be publicly accountable for the music that I write. But it's also like, I got a lot of things to do that I can't show on stream. I got a lot of work, a lot of game work and animation work that I do that I just can't do live, and I still got to do it. So it's the problem these days, is when things change, everything changes. But anyway, so it is a bit weird. Like, I feel like I had a year off from the stream when I moved back to Australia. Starting up the stream again was really hard. Like, kind of was like you forget how weird it can be having you folks watch you when you work. But I'm slowly getting used to it again, I think. I am. Alright. Let's... I don't know. Was this gonna play? This has got stuff. Okay, I don't know if it's gonna play. Let's just check the... Oh, we've got like a... Let's just pause that. So, I think I need to change something in here. Loop back. No, that's it. No, that's it. So let's test an instrument. Which one would be a good one to test? Something that's just boring. There was so many weird effects. Let's just try this one. Oh, this is right. This is the keyboard issue I had. I didn't turn my... No. Oh, no. Let's hope that this works. So usually I have this weird issue where if I don't turn the keyboard on before I turn Cakewalk on, Cakewalk fails to recognize the keyboard. Let's just see. Please. Please. I don't want to have to reload it. I don't want to have to reload. Yeah, as a scientist. Hey Jay, how you doing? You escaped the hole. Welcome. You climbed out. Oh, why? Yes, I was a scientist. I went and did a science degree. And ended up getting a PhD. So I'm a Dr. Buckley, everybody. You can refer to me as such. And then I worked in Sweden as a postdoctoral researcher for 5 years, doing soil nitrogen research, I guess. I'm a soil biogeochemist. Well, at least I was. But now I'm a guy who makes blip bloops. I make the blip bloops. Okay, I'm afraid, folks, that we need to do this, reload this thing, because Cakewalk is being a pain. Alright, sorry guys, we have to wait a little bit longer. We'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah, blip bloops, this is what it is. It's what it is. I mean, it's one of these weird things where I feel like I have this weird complex about what I do, because I make music that sounds very, conventionally cinematic. It's orchestral, it's emotional, but it's also me just with a computer, sitting in a room, pressing keys, and making sounds go on off. That's what I do. This is frustrating. I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully this second load will be quicker, though. Thank you, Jay. Take all the time I need. Be a bit of a boring stream. I can't keep you entertained for that long. I need to do something. I've got an accordion. I can crack that open. Awkward silence. Yes. So it's loading now. Maybe we can watch this. We can watch a loading screen. We can't actually see it though. Here's the project slowly opening. You can see what kind of sample libraries we're using. We've got Damage 2. We've got Mandala. We got, I don't know what that is. That's Cage Strings, which is from, not Orchestral Tools, from Adio. It's pretty cool. I use it all the time now. Very good library. Things happen, I agree. Yeah, I need to crack it out. that accordion. See if it actually still plays. I haven't actually played it since I come back. It's just still been in its box. It was the accordion I inherited from my my uncle. Passed away quite a few years ago now. But he used to collect all sorts of weird instruments, organs and accordions, and yeah. Don't know what happened to all of them. I guess they just got given out to everybody. All the fam ended up with weird instruments. But this is a big one. It's like a huge 80 bass accordion. I guess it's as big as you go. I can kind of play it. Obviously, it's a piano accordion, so it's got a piano side, and it's got the bass note sides, and I can sort of make a tune. I could sort of make it make sounds. But, I need a bit of practice, I think. I've seen some amazing accordionists on Instagram. Like classical accordionists, virtuosos. Be nice to be there. He sort of was into music, yeah. I think maybe he was more interested in tinkering with instruments rather than actually playing them that much. Yeah. I didn't know him that much. It was very. There's weird age gaps in my family. So like my mum had me quite late, So like, and there seems to be a big age gap between her and her brother and sister as well. And so like I never really knew them. They were already really old when I was young. So it was kind of a weird family. So I didn't really get to know them very well. But he seemed nice, I guess. Seemed pretty cool. I remember going and visiting them and sitting in their side of their house watching, I think it might have been the 92 Soccer World Cup or something like that. I don't know which year it was, but that's my only real memory I have of them is watching soccer. It's weird. Weird how brains work. Why do you make a pirate song, Jay? Okay. I do need to make one, actually. I feel like the library is very much missing this. Beagle egg on. I'm good. We're just reloading things. That's the fun part of working with samples. Is sometimes things don't work. Best string library, in my opinion. I love Vista strings from Performance Samples. I absolutely, unashamedly love this library. I use it in everything. It's changed how I write for strings because it's far more capable than any string library I've ever had before. It doesn't do everything, so that's one thing to keep in mind if you want to get it, because doesn't do any short strings or any extended techniques or anything. It's just straightforward chamber strings, but it's chamber strings that sounds massive, like sounds really big. And so I use it on everything. So I love it. I absolutely love it. And I'm really looking forward to those Vista Strings 2 is coming out sometime perhaps this year. I don't know. He's working on it. The guy at Performance Samples is making it happen. Have I tinkered with CSS? No, I've had people suggest it to me though. But it's like, I don't know what I get out of it. Like it's one of these things, you could buy every string library out there and everything starts to kind of do the same thing. I don't know. At the moment I have, because I've got both the two libraries from Performance Samples. One is the Vista Strings and the other is the Pacific Strings, which is more of the workhorse library where it's got all the legatos and sustains, but also the short strings, the spiccatos, pizzicatos, those kinds of things. And so between those two, I've kind of got everything that I would want. And I've got fluid shorts as well, which is also from them. So it's really more like a different short string vibe. So I don't know if it would be worth my while getting CSS on top of all that. I still want to throw my money away, You buy every library and I don't know, just never end up using much. Yeah, Oceania Choir is stunning. Like it also is very specific. Like, for, you know, you can't use it on everything because it sounds so dramatic. It's so dramatic. You know, it's like over the top. but I absolutely love that library too. Yeah, very much. Hollywood, hi, this man. Yeah. I don't know if I want to do Hollywood though. I don't know. It stresses me out. Hey, stresses me out. Yeah, ADO's got some good stuff, Pixel. I agree. So I miss you for demand Subway Surfers. Our attention span. The negatives. Oh my gosh. This is what this stream is here to teach you. It's like teaching you patience. Okay. Now let's see if the keyboard works. So I think now everything's switched over to the wrong MIDI controller, which is really good. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. Where is? Yeah. Inputs. We'll go none. And you have sound too. That's very good. That's very good. Okay, I forget what this track sounds like, so let's have a listen and then we can make some choices about where we should go. TikTok brain alert. I'm so happy that I have not jumped on the TikTok train. I don't know, maybe I should be. Maybe I'm missing out on work opportunities because of this, but I just can't. I think I did go on there for like 5 minutes and it's like my brain is unraveling. Okay. What was I on when I wrote this? Okay, I think that's about what we got. This is different, huh? Some woodblock would go hard. I agree. Well, this is different. So it's very like this sort of. Oh, what is that squeal? Oh, dude. That's a thing as well. So it's like a very like. Maybe we can change this patch. Oh, that should be right. You know, dark, atonal. It's kind of suspenseful, kind of like. There's a little bit of like urgency going on. I don't know. It's definitely not something I have in the library. So you know. I got also. I don't know what this is. I think it's like, I don't know. It's very rare that I have actual recorded audio in these things. I think it might be a gong. And there's all sorts of stuff going on. I've been started to use this as well a lot. This is glitch. Just really cool to like add this kind of rhythmic texture to stuff. It's very neat. Very neat. Channeling my Ludwig, yeah, maybe I am. Ludwig Göransson. Okay, so this is a mandala patch. There you go, Azerat from Oracle. One of those sort of weird libraries that I only rarely explore, but it's some cool stuff in there. Glitch, you can get a demo of it, I think, but I don't. Oh, maybe the Glitch 1 is free. Maybe it is. This is Glitch 2, so I don't think the Glitch 2 is free. But yeah, it's great. Like, it's a very specific kind of thing as well. It gets some pretty weird rhythms and textures out of it. So it's taken a little bit for me to get used to it because it's not something that I normally do. That kind of sort of rhythmic glitch sort of sound is not my common go-to, if you know my music. But it's like it's something I've been doing because of the game I'm working on at the moment, which is Menace. There is a faction in there that I thought it needed that sound. Like definitely the character, you know, that's part of like the faction needs that sort of weird mechanical glitchingness. So I needed to do it. I needed to learn, so I did. And this track actually was from that originally, but ended up getting not making it to the final cut. So. So guttural. I love it. I love these strings. They're so good. So these are I think these are fluid shorts. I think. Yeah. Fluid shorts from Form Sounds. Very good. Speaking of piano, it does need like that sort of low-end piano, I think. What is the notes? Is there actually notes to this? Not really. It's not really notes. Did I just mute that? Why did I mute that? So I think we should add that. Oops. Wrong rhythm, man. Bum, bum, bum. Got the rhythm wrong again. Let's just lock these in. Okay. So panic, I agree. What is this? Gwim. Mandola gwim. Gwimnin niminin. Gwimmininin. This is all for those Europeans, just like you, Yannick, who are about to go to bed and just need a little bit of like nightmare fuel to get you going. Maybe we can get some sort of kick that sort of has a bit of a hit to it. What is this? It's part of the sub, is it? It's like a real bass to it. Maybe it's the distortion. Yeah. Can't really hear any change. It's all in the low end. You look at this program, your mind just shuts down. Yeah, I mean, it looks complicated, but you know, you can take baby steps and slowly learn how these things work. I mean, I have been doing this for over 20 years, so it's like you do learn, I guess. But like anything, you just need to practice. It really is. But that's okay. You don't have to. I'm not forcing you to do anything. I believe I've never heard of Mandala before, and it's free. Yeah, a free. The thing is free. I think that the sampler is free, but the libraries aren't. I don't think. But they're pretty affordable. Pretty affordable. Pretty good. How are you getting that rhythmic? Oh, by the way, manipulation. Thank you for the subscribe. The Prime. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. How are we getting the rhythmic background thing? So which one might it be? I don't know. We've got a lot of rhythms going on. We got like a lot of like weird string stuff doing like colenos, dark colenos. There's like this weird patch from Apparillo, which is going through a trance gate. So if we turn it off, that's what it sounds like. But then you turn the trance gate on and it has this kind of, you know, high-end sort of urgency to it. I like Ascension 2 Never Ending. I love it. One of those tracks that it's like, how did I do that? How did I make that? But it's cool. And a lot of people like it too, I think. It's one of my most popular ones, I think. Winter Soldier, yes! That score, Henry Jackman's score for Winter Soldier is on point. That's probably the best Marvel film, right? We're all in agreement that the Winter Soldier is probably the best Marvel film ever. I think that's true, yeah. Maybe we won't start a rhythm. We'll cut that out. I think maybe we got a few different things going on here. Quantizing them to just do the one thing might be a problem. Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. So how's everyone's week been? You all been surviving? I had a really busy week as well. You know, trying to sort out contact issues and then trying to get things delivered this week. Pain in the butt. Maybe this... Oh, whatever, man. That'll do. I don't know why that's moving over there. Okay. Pedro Camacho? I don't know that guy. I don't know that one. I have to write that down. I'm going to make a note. If anyone has recommendations for me, of people for me to listen to, please do, because I don't listen to enough of anybody. So, you know, any suggestions is much appreciated. Yeah, thanks, Jay. It's busy, but also not so busy that I think I'm losing my brain, which is good. But still takes a bit of getting used to this kind of level of, particularly music. I mean, I feel like I talked about at the beginning of the stream. I had that weird experience working in LA doing music full time as a trailer music guy, and I kind of hated it and burnt out. But that was a lot of work. Working long hours, doing lots of things that I didn't really like, and you grow this kind of weird complex in your brain about how you should relate to the music, and I've tried my best over the years to kind of remove a lot of the the weird psychological things that came along with that whole experience. I'm not gonna burn you with all this, but it's been a journey. Let's just say that. And getting back into a point where I'm working full time again in music, I kind of feel some of those feelings that I used to have back in the day. It's like, I hate this. Why am I doing this? It's so much work. All these sort of stress things. That kind of like, hey, you should do something else. You should go back to science. Why are you doing music again? But it's things like this, like writing for the library. I just remind myself that this is actually fun. It's fun. This is my job. I get to make blip bloops for a living. Really reality check. And I'm not in that situation that I was back then. I'm doing stuff that I really want to do. It's a very different situation. And it's kind of like, just calm down, Scott. You're cool. You're cool. Deep breath. It's very different. But it's still weird, You get all these kind of weird, weird associations, particularly when you switch music from a hobby to a job. That relationship with the thing that used to be the thing that brought you joy, it does change. It does change, and this is This is like an experience that anyone in the audience right now who wants to change their thing that they love to do, their passion, into the thing that makes them money, is that your relationship to it will change. That's just the way it is, and how you deal with that, I guess, it's how well you adjust to that new life, and how successful you might be with it. Because even though you might make a ton of money, you may not be very happy about it. Or alternatively, you may have completely made peace with everything, and you're still, in that sort of same creative mindset no matter what happens. And that's amazing. Congratulations. But I imagine a lot of people would find themselves like I was, where it's like, this is a little bit weird, and kind of changes how you feel about the music that you're writing. But I think I'm a lot better than I was. Definitely a lot better. Monetizing your passions is a double-edged sword for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Got to recommend favorite band, The Midnight. I've been a massive fan of them for over 7 years, and they have amazing synthwave pop music. Yes! I want to learn how to make more synthwave. I've done synthwave in my library. I've got 2 or 3 tracks of me attempting to do it. So if you want to go find them, I won't tell you which one's which. You have to go hunting for them. The Midnight. But it taught me a lot about synth programming that I didn't know before, and I want to do it more. It's fun. Feels like it's like a weird nostalgia trip, but also not, because it's synthwave is kind of like, it feels like music that used to exist but never really did exist. It's a weird place to find it. A graphic designer, I agree with what you're saying. Yeah. It's tough. It's a weird thing. Because we're fine, the school year is ending. Involves a lot of finals. Never ending. I'm sorry. It's that tough time of year. But then the end is in sight. Sorry, I just turned the aircon on, so it might get a little weird in here for a little moment. Thank you, X First. That's cool. I like those tracks. So Life in Silico, I love. I had a lot of fun with that track. How about the Fat Rat channel? I think that channel has good music, but kind of different genre. Yes. I'm trying to remember. He does like more like a lot of epic stuff, like epic covers and things. I think I've come across his work before. Some cool stuff. You like my synthwave stuff? Nice. Thanks, X First. That makes me feel good. Well, you weird Europeans would have no need for this aircon. You just have to open a window, right? That's all you need to do. I think Chasing Daylight is best. Yeah, I like that track too. It's very good. Yeah, you don't need it yet. That's a good point. Don't need it yet. It's coming. The day is coming. For most individual artists, your music is way more unique, which is a good thing. Thank you, Never Ending. Yeah, I do a lot of weird stuff, I think, but also things that I know. I feel like I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to figure out what music I want to write. I don't know if it's a weird thing, but it's like it's taken me, 20 years to get to this point where I feel like I'm starting to hit the kinds and styles of music that resonate with me, as opposed to like what I think other people would like. I mean, I obviously like cinematic soundtrack music, that sort of stuff. That's definitely the thing I like to listen to, and so it's like it's a thing that I kind of want to write as well. But it's like, but finding tracks like Chasing Daylight, it's kind of hitting at something that feels also very me, and it's like finding the voice in all of these kinds of influences that I've had, finally culminating in things that result in something that sounds like me, and that's cool. That's pretty cool. Time for a metal album. Maybe. Might have to go find some better guitars. I don't think my Dan Electro is quite metal enough. I don't think. But it's pretty cool, right? I love this guitar. I love it. But it definitely has a weird twang to it that doesn't really suit itself. Suit the metal aesthetic. Yeah, lipstick pickups. Absolutely. I feel like this drop needs a bigger cutaway, like more synth or something. Oh, that's alright. Get a solar guitar with Evertune bridge so you don't have to tune. How does that work? How does that work? Strings would go out of tune. So does it auto detect like how out of tune it is and then just automatically tunes it again? How does that work? I've never heard of this technology. Evertune. Because that would be really cool. Magic? Nice. That's cool. Was there any advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic? I don't know what the phrase is, but like the idea that tech so advanced just seems like magic. It's alien tech. Please give out lessons, Counterwax. I don't know. I mean, there's so many people out there doing this. I feel like I don't know what I can add, you know? I don't know what I can do. Sound like a movie as always, thank you. Appreciate it. How long does it ever take me to make one song? It can really depend. Some tracks I can write in one sitting, if they're very simple and very ambient. But like really more complex orchestrations can take like, you know, up to like, so one sitting for me would be like 3 hours, something like that. Plus then some time to master. But the more detailed orchestrations can take up to like, you know, 15 hours, depending on how long I'm doing, like how long the track is. It can take a lot, or it can take a very little amount of time. Oh yeah, John, welcome back. How you doing? How's you been? How's your life been? Okay, here I feel like we need some sort of low mid kind of synth thing. Something that fills out and helps feel like we're escalating a little bit more something, but I don't know, maybe it could be brass. What's the brass doing here? Let's just move this down. We don't need this for the time being. So I have to check out your channel, John. Woo! Zombily, how you going? Thank you for, I don't know what is this? I don't know what this currency is. I feel very silly. ARS. But thank you for the 500 ARSs. I appreciate it. What currency is that? Yeah, a bit of Jaws theme. You're right, Sparky. You're right. You worked on music day as well? Nice. Strong weekend session. Very good. Good to hear, John. Don't you have experience teaching PhD level source science so you can make those skills to create a course on whatever music composition topic you want to make bank? I suppose I could, Yannick. I mean, I never got taught how to teach. So I can like communicate ideas, but I never got taught how to teach a course. It's not always something they teach you unless you seriously, that's all you do as an academic. So I'm kind of like, I was halfway in between. Well, not even that. I was like, 95% researcher, 5% teacher. So I didn't really do that much. But you're right. I do have skills that I can, that will help me, I guess. I suppose. But music is also it's a weird space to teach, I feel. Because there is a lot of like, oh, Sumbly. What are you doing? What are you doing, mate? Thank you so much. Another 200 ARSs. An arse. 200 arses. Thank you very much. Finishing up an album, John. Way nice, man. So give me what kind of genre you're working in? Music video called the song Riot. Feel cool, man. I'll check it out after the stream. Also working on composing and don't have a computer yet, so you have to compose on the piano. You're doing it old school, Alpha. Absolutely. It takes too much effort and time. I think there is some like benefit to doing it that way too, though. Like I feel very reliant on sounds for composition. Like I do a lot of orchestral, like I'm doing very atonal orchestral music today, but it's all about the sound. It's never about the notes, really. So it's like I feel in awe of people like you who can actually sit at a piano and write, because I don't really know if I could do that. I mean, I can play piano and I can figure it out, but it's like I rely so much on this environment to write my music, and so it's like a weird space to find myself. It's like, and I think it's part of my the weird complex that I have around like, am I a composer really, or am I like just a programmer and I'm just making? I don't know. It's a bit weird. Because I go to a lot of concerts. Like I go to a lot of classical music here in Brisbane, and the people writing music for those, they're not using this to do that. They're doing doing it in the more conventional, way to get notes on a page so that people can play it in real life. I don't do that. But maybe I want to. Maybe I should. What was I doing? Synth. I want to add like a weird synth, mid-frequency synth. What would that be though? Let's try Aperio. No, let's try Straylight. Dubs Freak, how you going? Maybe I haven't seen you maybe since like I left Sweden. How you going? Awesome, Zombie. That's great. That's really cool. Hip hop. That's awesome, John. From Mississippi, so heavily influenced by blues and gospel. Oh, amazing. Oh, now I'm really curious. What profession science do you have? I mean, how did you come here? Yeah, it's a good question. So my profession is kind of, I guess the field I worked in I guess you would call it soil biogeochemistry. So it's like study of the soil and how it supports life. How microbes and roots from trees and plants live in it, how they interact with it, but also how like the chemistry of soil. So like all the things that are floating around in it, what kinds of things are there, and how microbes utilize it and transform it and stuff. So I was focusing a lot on nitrogen. So things like ammonium and nitrates and amino acids and protein in soil. That was my research area. So looking at how they transform and using weird techniques to kind of measure what a plant root might be seeing in soil. So that was my thing. And how I got there, I don't know. I talked about this a little before, but I did a stint as a full-time muso, and I hated it, and I burnt out, and I decided I don't want to do music anymore. And I spent so many years like wafting around, just doing things to put food on the table, and then I decided I'm going to go and do something meaningful with my life, and I went and did a science degree, and then I ended up with a PhD, stayed there long enough to get a PhD, and then became a postdoc researcher in Sweden. Moved to Sweden from Australia and worked there for 5 years. And I'm still publishing. I had a meeting with my old supervisor last night, and a lot of the work that we're doing there is still getting Still getting published. Some papers are still coming out. So I'm still like I'm still a current researcher in many ways. Still contributing somehow. Even though I haven't worked in science for like, you know, a year and a half now. But okay, so I'm looking for getting very distracted today, but it's fine. You guys just keep on doing what you're doing. I'm having fun. Maybe a pad. It needs to be something that's kind of not tonal. There's got to be something weird. Something weird, you know. Let's see what we can do. Ooh. It's pretty neat too. Do I go to game dev related stuff in Australia? I went to a there was a game music conference in Melbourne last year in October called High Score. You see the little joke there in the name, high score. But it was good. It was like a weekend of meeting other game composers and industry folk. But then I didn't actually realize that pretty much straight after that conference is like a whole like week and a half, 2 weeks almost of like game development stuff. So that was like the starting weekend of like a whole ton of stuff. So I kind of didn't know this. So this year I'm going to go try to go to these other things as well and meet some folk. Because you didn't really get to meet so many other like actual game devs there. It was mostly just other composers, which they're not going to give you work. They're not the ones who pay you, so it'd be good to go meet some other people. But yeah, so it'll be good to go to that. So it was like I think it's the Melbourne International Games Festival or something. That's what it's called. It's a whole bunch of stuff. But I mean, I was wrecked by the end of that one weekend, so I don't know how the hell I'm going to do a whole week. But I guess we'll get there. We'll get there. You were in Sweden yesterday, Yannick, for a little game audio meetup. Wow. At I.O. Nice work, man. That'd be fun. Maybe you'll get it. Maybe you'll get some work out of it. Are they the guys who are still working on? Are they working on a James Bond game? If I remember correctly, is that right? Because that'd be cool. Imagine making the music for a James Bond game. Yeah, that'd be sick. Zombly. Thank you, man. Thank you. Another 100 asses. JD, how you going? Yeah, I wonder how. Yeah, they're probably like years off. I wonder how the because didn't the rights to James Bond get sold off to like Amazon? Amazon now own the rights, as opposed to the Broccoli family over here who own the rights to James Bond. So I wonder how that might affect it. Well, maybe it'll... I don't know. Yeah, who knows? So we're looking for something that's kind of mid-range, atonal. We were around Dave Stewart when he did the theme song with Joss Stone for the James Bond game. Around the time we were both in LA. That was pretty cool. Nice. Amazon would be like a dozen different James Bond things all at once. Yeah, I agree. Who knows what they're going to be spinning out now. Kind of cool. I love Straylight. There's some really cool stuff in here. We've done Gunga. Message retracted? What happened, JD? What happened? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Good on 'em, Amazon. Yeah. That's a way to make us feel good about that franchise. It's kind of like the Disney approach to Star Wars. Just do a bunch of stuff. I kind of like that. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird, and I like it. Oh no, sorry, sorry BRMX. But I do like Dr. Buckley. That's nice. It's so rare that anyone ever calls me a doctor, even though it's true. It's true, I am. But it's so rare. Even in the field, even in the, like, when you're working in science, hardly anyone ever calls you Dr. Buckley or Doctor whatever you are. It's so rare. So any chance that I get to, like, when you sign up to stuff and it gives you the option to change your salutation, so I'm no longer a mister, I'm a doctor, I take it. I own that, doctor. I'm gonna use it as much as I can. Time to change the Twitch handle to Dr. Scott Buckley. Maybe I do. Maybe I just double down on this. So notes. Maybe I should. So if you left music to be a scientist, what made you want to dive right back into it? I mean, mostly I was just kind of doing too much. I was doing both science and music at the same time towards the end of the science, and it was just getting too much. Like I couldn't really devote as much time as I wanted on the projects that was really fun for music, but I also couldn't devote my entire attention on things that I was working in science, and I was splitting my attention too much, and I had to choose one of them. One of them had to give. And in the end, to be honest, I was making more money doing music. So science is one of these weird careers where unless you're really at the professor level, you don't really earn that much. Like, it's not a really high paying career. It's fine, but it's I was actually earning a lot more doing music, and I could see me earning a lot more as well if I could take on more projects at the rates that I was charging at. So it's like it was kind of I probably should just do the music, even though I love science. I do love science. I was also getting to the point with my science career where I was needing to find my own funding to keep doing it. So the science career progression, I guess you would say, it's a little different maybe to a lot of other careers. It actually has a lot of similarities to music, actually, and creative industries, because usually in science, you get your PhD, and then you usually get a job, like what's called a postdoctoral position. So after you've done your PhD, you get a postdoc, and you can do that for a few years. But then you get to a point where you need to actually find your own funding to do your work. So you have to apply for grants and find money, essentially, to employ yourself. Even at a university where you might be doing your research, they can't necessarily pay you. You've got to find your own money to stay there. It varies a little bit from different country to country, but and there are positions out there that are funded by the university, mostly teaching positions. So if you say you got a job in a faculty where you were teaching into a course, they would pay you to do that. But often that's also only 50% funded. So maybe half your position is paid by the university, and then you've got to find the funding for the other half. So it's a weird, world to work in. And so I was at that point where I needed to properly go out and find funding. And it's hard. It's hard work. You're doing a lot of work to try and convince panels that you're worthy, and you get a lot of rejections. And I was seeing there was a pretty good chance that I would get to the end of my postdoc and I wouldn't have funding to continue. And it's like, okay, well, I could keep on trying. I may have to move again, to another country that's more. Because Australia is also pretty crap for funding, so I probably wouldn't have been able to move back to Australia. It would be maybe I'd be moving to Germany or some other country to find better options for funding. But in the end, it's I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be on the treadmill. So I ended up just coming back into music. So that's the long short of it, I guess. Did you get benefits from the Swedish state or no? Yeah, so living in Sweden, as long as you're a permanent resident, you get all the benefits of being a Swede. Other than I couldn't open a company, that was one thing I couldn't do, but which did have implications before we left, because I was earning more from both careers and ended up being highly taxed because of it, which is a big problem. But I still got at time I was living in Sweden, I was actually going through a big diagnosis for a muscle disease, which we ended up getting. But it took almost the entire time in Sweden to get that. But it was all funded through the Swedish public health system, which was amazing. It was really, really good. Took a while, took a long time, but they got there. They got there in the end. So yeah. So we got those benefits. There's a lot of things that we don't use because we didn't have kids. A lot of the Swedish social system is very much based around, there is a lot of family sort of situated stuff, things to support kids and childcare and healthcare and stuff like that, whereas we weren't using any of that. But it is what it is, I guess. Yes, exactly, Yannick. Yeah, but feel like and it took forever to resolve the tax stuff as well, Yannick. Just kept on lingering for a whole year since we came back to. And they refused to do things over email. There was all snail mail. It was all like sending letters in the mail. And they would, at Swedish Skatteverket, which is the Swedish tax agency, they'd send a letter like demanding something that I needed to provide them by a certain date. And the letter that they sent would arrive after the date because, I don't know, the mailing snail mail system just is broken now. So I was spending, so I'd get fined for not delivering what they needed by a certain date. But it was like there was no way I would have known that they needed me to do something until it was too late anyway. Anyway, we don't need to complain. We're fine, aren't we? We're all fine. Hope you're fabulous. I used your music in a live event cosplay masquerade event last year. And just want to say, freaking love your music. Wow. Jazz, thank you so much. That's awesome. That's really cool. I hope it went well. I hope you nailed it. Chilla guys, hey. Yeah, it's a bit of a different stream probably. Actually, we seem to talk about this every stream. So who knows? Who knows anymore? I guess you can break stone. I forgot to change it. But yeah, I don't really mind. Don't steal the music, but credit me if you like. That's fine. What are your secret purposes, though? That scares me a little bit, Breakstone. What are they? But yeah, academic careers. Pretty wild. What software do you recommend for a beginning composer? Oh, I don't know. Cube Madison's like... I mean, there's many layers to this. I mean, in terms of sample libraries, that's probably the easiest one to start with because there are lots of free things out there. So the ones that immediately come out, if you like the stuff that I like to write, which is more orchestral in nature, there's a bunch of really cool free orchestral libraries that you can get your hands on now, there's one recent one, a new one from Orchestral Tools, which is the developer name. They've produced a free orchestral library as part of their Berlin series, which is really nice. Like, I really like it. Spitfire Audio also has a free orchestral library, so get your hands on that as well. It's called the BBC Symphony Orchestra Discover. It's really good. And there's tons of free instruments out there. I feel like I should be organizing a spreadsheet that I can link. I need to do that, I think. Because I get this asked a lot, so I really should try. Oh, you really see reuse allowed? Yeah, I think it's the default for my channel, right, Breakstone? Because all my tracks are under CC, so it's like that's just the default upload mode. So I've got to remember to change it, but I don't really care that much. In terms of like software to run these sample libraries, I don't know. I mean, the cheapest entry point's probably Reaper, by the sounds of it, because you can actually get it for free. I think it's up to. I think it's. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I haven't downloaded it yet, so I haven't figured out. But Reaper's probably a good option. I use Cakewalk. There is actually a free version of Cakewalk still available, but it's not being supported anymore. But I'll see if I can link it. So if you want to play around for a little while with it, where is it? It's in. If I do this in Twitch, then I can copy the link. There we go. I think that link is still working. So if you use that link, I think you can still get to it. But it's not being developed, but it still kind of works. It should be enough to be able to run some of the free libraries for a little while. You can see if you like it. But there's plenty of other doors out there like Cakewalk or Reaper. There's Ableton and there's Cubase, and if If you're on a Mac, you can use Logic. They're all pretty much the same thing, really. It's just they look a little bit different and work a little bit differently. So it's really up to you. Oh, what's the other ones? I'll probably get bitten if I don't say Studio One is another option. Apparently, I think Digital Performer is one that has completely slipped my mind, but that's another one out there. But yeah. Recommend. What is this? LMMS pixel art. LMMS. I've never heard this. Let's Google it. Let's go. New window. LMMS. Oh, it's a Linux and Mac OS. Ah. Okay. So you could give that a go. If you've got a Mac, you could probably give that a twirl too. Give it a twirl. I've never heard of it. Thank you. Thanks for mentioning it. So thank you for music as astronomer. I really like cosmic atmospheric vibes. And you wrote so much. Yes, a lot of my tracks definitely have a cosmic atmospheric vibe. I agree. Freedom mostly chiptune based. Ah, interesting. Luna is free these days as well from Universal Audio. Luna. Yeah, another one. I mean, I've heard of Universal Audio, but I didn't know they had their own DAW. Universal Audio. Huh. There you go. Here's Luna. Give that a whirl too. Report back. FL Studio, if you're crazy, that's true. Enderblade, yeah. Reaper is 60 days free, then a one-time fee for 2 versions. Okay. Pretty sure it goes on sale around Black Friday too. FL Studio is good pricing with built-in libraries to get you started. Yeah, okay. So FL Studio might be a good option too. You don't need to go out and buy extra stuff, which is fun. This is always nice. DAWs used to always come with stuff. Then they've pared down quite a lot. Star Wars Infinite, hey! Loving music pairs well with some of the Star Wars stuff. Awesome. I like Star Wars too. I do. Logic and Bitwig. Bitwig. There's one I haven't heard from for a while. Okay. I'm gonna make some. Let's make some weird music. Any tips for an aspiring composer getting better at composing in general? Thank you. Started making music inspired by the YouTuber Azalea. Actually, no, I've not heard of them. I'm gonna Google them and check them out. Azalea. Would appreciate advice. It's really hard. It's like not knowing where you might be at, but it's like the one thing that always helped me, and it's continuing to help me, is just a lot of listening, like developing your your oral skills, your listening skills, and listening to music in a way, in a very critical way. So not in that like, I hate this music, I love this music. It's more like, what is this track doing? So what's happening in this music and I'm listening to right now? I hear, high frequencies, I hear low frequencies, I hear certain instruments. What are those instruments doing? Why are they, how are they interacting with other instruments? Are they copying each other? Are they calling and responding? What are they doing? So like taking music you really like, or maybe music you don't like as well, and pulling it apart, figuring out why do I like it? What are the things that it's doing that I really like? and then for me, because I'm a very practical kind of guy, like I don't really learn something until I've tried it myself. So listening to something, figuring out what it does, and then trying to apply something you've taken from that in your own work. This is one thing that I love about the library that I've built. It's because that's been a lot of this, like that sort of listening to something and going, oh, I like some of the ideas that I've heard here. I'm going to try and make something that explores what they've done there. And it's not like wholesale copying. And by the way, you can do that. Like if you want to just like completely one for one try to copy a track, just don't publish it. Don't go out and like say this is my music or try to, do anything with it. But as a learning experience, like trying to copy someone's music is actually really good. It's a really good experience for like figuring out what they were thinking and how they went about constructing something. So it's like I really think learning how to listen and then how to apply things you've heard in your own work, that's always been a really good thing for me to sort of find new ways of writing. Because I'd also get into ruts as well, like particularly if I've got a lot of work to do and I need to just pump out music. You just kind of get into this phase where you just kind of, I just need to do the thing, and you get on autopilot, and that's fine. Like it's fine for those periods, but you also get into those sort of phases where it's like I'm just doing the same thing over and over again, and again coming back to the feelings that I was having working in LA, much earlier in my career. It's those sort of I'm just doing the same thing. And I hate it. Why am I doing this? And so be able to push yourself and do new things and try new things is really, it's good for your mental state and your relationship with your music too, I think. That's my thought. So so listen to stuff, pull it apart, and then apply it. And repeat. And eventually you've done that enough that you don't end up sounding like someone else. Like say you're inspired by Azalea, you might start sounding like Azalea quite a lot if you start pulling their music apart and reconstructing it. But if you listen to other stuff and pull their stuff apart as well, and then it all sort of, they can't start combining into this sort of amalgamation of ideas and contexts and your own sort of experiences start to create music that sounds like you can start to have a voice. So that's really, I think it's what a lot of artists do. Like a lot of art, like painters and designers, like they will look at other things. They'd say, "Oh, I was really inspired by such and such and such and such." But the ideas that they've pulled from those other artists that they're inspired by are, very, they contribute in a way that's constructive rather than sort of copying, that sort of thing. How about doing remakes to get reps, actually, finished tracks? Remakes as in like, how do you mean by remakes, Yannick? Like, cause I've done a few remakes of my own tracks, which is good. It's actually been fun. Going back to old tracks and rebooting them with new sounds. Has to be the basis, 100%. That has been the basis of how I've been instructed in composition. Learn to write in this style by analyzing and copying and emulating famous composers of the genre. Perfect, sir. Notes. Okay, then I'm doing it right. That's great. Very good. So, advice on getting commissions for music. let me think about this, but I'll say definitely should check out Azalea sometimes. Music's awesome. It's kind of documented his music process from his first song until now. Wow, cool. Oh, interesting. I'll definitely check them out then. Yeah, getting commissions. Probably not a great person to talk to about this, because it's like the way I've done it. It's probably not how everyone will end up doing it. But the way that I've been successful with commissions is through the library. So the library has kind of been this kind of big honey trap, if you want to put it that way. But it's been a thing that people stumble across, and and they might use something from it. So a really good example of this is Alan Becker. Alan Becker used one of my tracks many years ago in a piece of work that he did, and he enjoyed using it and then got a good response, and he like a period of time after that he got in contact with me saying, hey, we got an animation coming up, we actually want a custom score for it, and we're wondering if you were interested. So he found me through the library and then reached out, and so that's been the way pretty much every one of my commissions that I've gotten has been through that channel, that they found my music either on YouTube or in someone else's work, or found me on Spotify, and then have just like, hi, this guy's pretty cool. It sounds pretty cool. Let's get in contact with him, and that's how it's worked. So, just doing covers. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a way, Yannick. So we're talking back to like the idea of like producing works that are kind of covers of tracks. And yes, that's actually, these days, it's very legitimate. It's a very common thing to do now. In fact, like a lot of the work I do I don't know if you guys know, I do a lot of work with Silver Screen, which is London Music Works, and all it is covers. All it is covers. Very copying covers, but I don't know. It's a different kind of thing where you very much kind of imitating the actual track that I'm covering. But there's a lot of creative covers out there, and they're hot at the moment. Like covers get placements these days too. So if you're lucky, you can actually possibly make some bank if you get in the right, give it to the right person. I don't know. But it's definitely a way to like to listen to a work that you like and deconstruct it, rewrite it, and put your own spin on it. That's definitely a way to do it. I've done a few of them. I've done a few of them. Your favorite piece is No Block Concert? Yeah, that was a challenge, Sean. That was a challenging track, challenging score. That was a lot of fun, though. A lot of fun. A Reaper is ideal for game music. Okay, so this is something I need to check it out, because I'm doing more game music these days, and I would love some functionality that ties into games a bit more. That'd be really good. Yeah, I'm working with Alan to get the season 4 of AVM out, so just keep your eyes peeled, okay? All right. I might also add. I'm working on multiple projects or just one? No, multiple projects. As much as I would love to just work on one project at a time, at the moment it's not really working out like that, and that's partially what's like draining me a bit at the moment. It's just like I kind of feel like I'm jumping between things a little bit too much, and it's like I'm not giving one project my full attention, and it's like maybe it's suffering because of it. I think it's fine. I think I'm doing fine. It's just it's a bit draining. So I'm looking forward to hopefully in a couple of months where things have kind of quietened down and I'm not saying yes to bloody everything, But yeah, my mornings might be like I'm working on Menace, finishing off stuff for that, and then the afternoon I might be doing Alan animations or doing a track for the library, finishing stuff off. Jumping all over the place. I kind of also just want to play games and read a book. I thought actually moving to music full time would actually give me more time back, because I was kind of doing full time before leaving science. Well, it felt like it anyway, but I don't know. I've just filled the space. I've just filled that space with all music, and I was kind of hoping to do other things. But it is what it is. It's up to me to make sure if I want to do those things, that I just make time for them, right? It's all up to me. I am my own boss. What makes it ideal? What was that in referring to? So notes, I think I missed. It's probably to a conversation that I was having 5 minutes ago that I completely forgot about. Sorry. My brain. And check out Riot. If you guys have need for anything, you're down. Okay, thanks, John. How do you make music for animation for science? Yeah, it's very dark. This feels more like something I'd write for the warden or something. It's very dark and sinister. I'd be totally down for like an animation versus chemistry. That's kind of my field. Or biology. Chemistry or biology, that'd be fun. Random question, what's your top 3 composers for game music? Oh man. I mean, I immediately go and I don't know. I don't know if you guys know much about the whole Jeremy Soule situation. But I mean, I really like Jeremy Soule's music. His music for like Morrowind was kind of the reason why I wanted to, part of the reason why I wanted to write music was his score for Morrowind. And then he's done all sorts of cool stuff. But so Jeremy Soule would probably be one of those, even though it turns out he was a bit of a bad guy, unsavory type, a bit of misogynist. So I don't know. Not good, but the music's good. I mean, Austin Wintory. It's hard to go past Austin Wintory because he's also he's such a nice guy, but also his music is phenomenal. And the work that he's done, including the work, I haven't played the game, but I've seen like workshops on it and being discussed. Is his work for Stray Gods, and his work to sort of bring that really dynamic score into being. It's just crazy how much work that went into that. And so I really respect him. He's a really, really nice guy too, by the sounds of it. I'd love to meet him one day. And then I don't know, who else? Who else? I mean, Ben McCreary's cool. He's really cool. Cool music, great production, awesome ideas. Mick Gordon. I mean, his score for Doom is so iconic that all the reviews for Doom: The Dark Ages has been like, but the music isn't Mick Gordon. So it's like, yeah, well, yep. Who else would I think about? I don't know. I don't know. Who are your favorite ones, Nameless? Can't just choose 3. They're all great. Yeah, Sean. That'd be really cool. That'd be really cool. I want this to be less. Maybe I can make it a little bit weird. Distortion. Lincoln Media, how you doing? 9 PM, it's prime time. Absolute prime time. What happened to the... Oh, don't worry. Maybe this is the right patch. Find a new style, yes. We're trying to build more of like a, oops, sort of a weird atonal action track, I guess. Something a bit weird. It's a little bit out there. And we're not getting a lot of work done today, but that's okay. Usually I'm a little bit more focused. That's pretty cool. That high frequency thing though is not great though. Let's cut that out. Let's get that disappeared. Pencil, hey, thank you. Thanks for the follow too. I'm a genius. Jeez. You're too kind. Maybe we can... Whoops. What did I just do? Redo. My bad. What is this track called? I don't know. The moment's called Dark Atonal. It's got a good ring to it, don't you think? That's all I got. I don't know. We'll figure it out later, I guess. Figure it out. It's fun though. A little bit different. Music Make Now could easily be a boss fight in Elden Ring. That's nice. No as good as oh. Can it send you a melody sample? You can like you can join the Discord. There's a Discord and you can like share it in there, I reckon. If you're up for it. Up. Okay, so what's gonna happen here? Maybe we can have like a, I want to like a transition to some new kind of vibe. So we got this kind of, it's very high though. Like there's a lot of high frequencies going on here. Although I don't want to do that. Let's do blip. Is there a way to add like a high, low pass on this? I've never really tried to do this in engine. That's a low flying plane. That's a low flying plane. I can hear it very clearly. Insert effects. Add. One band. Can you make it go? I want like a high. I want a filter. I want a filter. I want a low pass. I don't know. That'll do. No, that's really long. Give me more options. What is this? Ladder? What is a ladder? Oh. Oh, I put a high pass. I'm fine. I know what I'm doing, guys. Don't worry about it. Okay. You go there. That's better. Less high frequency. I approve. Enjoy movie night, Enderblade. What are you seeing? What are you watching? Need to go see Mission Impossible. I didn't realize it was out. It's like the marketing. Oh, that's what you're saying? Oh, you're watching Rogue Nation. We're watching this series in preparations for 8. Nice. Very nice. Good choice. It's out. I don't know if it's out everywhere, but it's out here in Australia. I need to go see it. before it leaves. Cinema, it's like films don't stay in cinemas very long anymore. Need to go see it before it disappears. Thank you, James. No, no, no. Thank you. Enjoy it, Blade. What do we want to do here? So we want kind of like a textural thing going on, and have like maybe something come out of the texture. So have like sort of like maybe a melody or something will come out, or a chord progression. I don't know. Haven't quite figured out what I want yet, but it'd be kind of cool to set up this sort of more suspenseful section. Flight of the Bumblebee, yeah. I get that. I get that. Some really cool stuff. These cage libraries from ATO, pretty cool. So cool. Cool textures. I am back home in Australia. So I moved back in end of 2023. Which is so long ago now. Let's try some glitch. kind of make it a little bit weird. That's the name of the day today. Let's make things a little weird. We'll get rid of the distortion, lo-fi. I feel like the loop is not looping at the right point. Let's cut here. No, my name is Ken. It's good to be back. Good to be back in Australia. I did miss this country. Bounce to clip. Very, very lucky to live here. And get to live here. Is this it? No, no, no. Try that. No, what are you doing? What are you doing? Fine. Fine, Cakewalk, you win. I'll just copy and paste. Rather than loop. Well, sleep well, Lincoln. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate it. Okay. Okay, so what are we doing? That's goes from really nothing to really loud, that taiko. Oh, maybe. No, all good. Okay. So I might just keep this going as long as we can. Okay, I think we need like little sort of. It's really epic. Little builds that sort of drop away at certain parts of the rhythm. So let's play with that a bit. Something like that. Don't want to be too zippery though. Kind of like something like that. Whoops. Whoops. All right. So, I think maybe we need some more string textures, adding to the build a bit. Gonna save. Saving is also good. Pro tip, everyone, if you want to make sure you don't lose anything, you need to save your project. That one I give you for free. What do I want to do? Yeah, it's perfect for anyone drifting off to sleep right now. Good music. Perfect music for nightmare fuel. Oh, whoops. So like there. this going as well, these high, screechy, aleatoric strings. Maybe some gongs? Yeah. Oh, we have no timpani. Why is the timpani not playing? It does this sometimes with these older libraries that I use. Just stops working. Gotta reload them. It's usually the gong as well. Okay. Well, the good thing about Alan's animations is that this doesn't always end scary. It always ends in a nice place at the end, I think. Which is good. Which is good. Unless it's a continuing story, then sometimes it gets a bit dark. But, you know it's eventually going to be good. Do that. Okay, so what we're doing these guys. What do we got here? Okay. Some weird cellos. You've been waiting years for weird, dark, bleak, atonal music. Well, I'm glad to answer your prayers. How you doing, by the way? What's been the hardest music I've made for Alan? I mean, Note Block Orchestra probably comes pretty close. No Block Concert, what it ended up being called, I forget. I know it was like just kind of copying, Rhapsody in Blue and Flooded Bumblebee and stuff, but it was actually a real challenge. Mostly to get it to sound reasonable with samples, because they're such iconic classical pieces. It's really hard to, at least for me, the way that I wanted to deliver something, it's like really hard for me to actually make something that sounds legitimately kind of like a real orchestra, because you kind of want it to sound like a real orchestra. It was really a bit of work to get it to that point. So that was a real challenge, and a lot of edits. And then, yeah, so that's probably the most challenging one. What else would have been a challenge? I don't know. Most of them are pretty straightforward and easy-ish, I think. What's this song for? This song is just for the library. It's going to be just for the library. It was going to be for a game, but it didn't end up making it into the game. So I'm reworking it. Or I never finished it for the game because we decided it wasn't the right tone. So I'm just reworking it for the library. Yeah. Hey Jay, how you doing? But only for a moment. You're back for only a moment. No worries, man. It was really cool. It was really, really good. I remember you mentioning you were doing that sort of stuff. So, yeah. Very cool, man. Watch The Office. Nice. Good choice. The UK Office or the US Office? I was never really a big fan of the UK one, to be honest. Ricky Gervais, I don't know. He grates me somehow. It's really hard to watch him. Like, I feel like Steve Carell brings a redeeming quality somehow to his role. Ricky Gervais, I don't know, man. He does so well, I guess. US version, good, very good. Maybe this section needs a choral component. Some weird voice. Oh, it's in here, I think. For some reason. No, it's not. Where does... I forget what his name is. Eric Wishaker. Definitely sounds like there's tension. I agree. Definitely like a... somewhere between sort of suspense and action horror kind of vibes. Very, very atonal. Alright. Actually, I might have a quick bio break. We'll play from the beginning. I'll be right back. Just in case things finish before I'm... oh no, I'll be back. Don't worry about it. Don't you even worry. Chair stream for just a brief moment. Hold on. kind of game would it be, Sean? I don't know. Maybe like a Dead Space or something. What do you reckon? I don't know. I don't know what I want. What do I want? I want like a weird cluster or something. That's sort of... I do one where it's like a microtonal. Which one's that one? I swear it was in here. Microtonal cluster. I guess we need to make a new bus. A new bus called Choir. Yep. And then we probably want to add like, I don't know, we'll add a delay, some sort of weird delay. What? Played once and then it doesn't play ever again. I don't know what I want to do. I wouldn't say we're friends. We don't hang out really, but we're cordial. We talk quite a lot. So, something like that. We'll work with that. Thanks, Maple. Something a little bit different, eh? A little bit different. Also use Spitfire native instruments, which have more money for the extensive libraries. Yeah. Spitfire libraries can be pretty pricey. I generally don't buy them full price. Like, definitely wait for those Black Friday sales. Wonder what it's going to be like now, because Spitfire got bought by, is it not Pulse? Whatever that one other, there's another, Splice? I forget what it's called, but they got bought. So interesting to see what changes in terms of like sales and where the products are going in the future. Who knows, man? want that return on investment, hey Big Red? Yeah, you know, Splice, yeah, that's right. Splice. I have no idea. I've never played around with Splice. I have no idea what kind of environment that is in. That's like how people use it. Definitely not my kind of thing, I don't think. That's kind of cool. It's weird. I like the weird delay that comes around afterwards as well. All these weird serendipitous things that happen, man. Might luck that to the grid. I know, Sean. I know. I think it'll be fine. Everyone's a bit worried about what will happen, but it's like, I don't know. Who knows, really? Who knows what's going to happen? So I'm sure for a little while, at least, libraries are fine. You have to make music for your friend's indie game. Cool. That's going to be weird and experimental horror puzzle fishing game. Nice. Kind of like, is it kind of like, what's that? Is it Dredge? Kind of like that. Fishing with a slight touch of existential horror kind of thing like that. Cosmic horror. Bit of Call of Cthulhu vibes. First person. Ah, okay. I don't know where I want to be with this one. This will be what plays when you know someone's going to screw up the nuclear reactor, but they're not sure when. So you're trying to eliminate the threat before they destroy everything. That's pretty bleak, and I like it. I like it. Oh, no. Bounce to clip. The tramway to hell. That'll do it. It is pretty nasty. This should probably keep going. Let's see if that will groove clip. Yes. Pretty weird, and I'm kind of here for it. What's this wow? What is this controlling? Glitch. Ah, okay. Maybe we'll keep that one going a little bit. Weird whale. Still out at Sketchpunk, but not for much longer. It's very nearly lunchtime. I need to eat food. We need to make my belly not so rumbly. Yeah, definitely spooky. We've definitely got some spook vibes going on, which is fun. Don't normally do this. But you know, why not? Okay, let's keep these like weird string textures going. Yeah. Yeah, still use Apparillo. It's Apparillo, I don't know how you say it. I've got a few in this track actually, yeah. But you're right, some of those one shots in that are pretty cool. It's a really cool synth. Thank you, East West. That was part of the free not free, part of the East West Composer Cloud. That's how I came across it. Very, very good. Nearly 4 a.m. Vuzi. Oh my gosh. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's midday. It's midday here. So, lunchtime. Food time. Today's feeling like I actually don't know. Actually, I don't know what I feel like. Something easy. Maybe a banh mi, a Vietnamese banh mi. They're pretty good. Pretty good around here. Yeah, I need to try and organize some other times for folks that it's more sane times for the Europeans, I think, and that same time zone. Because it's not great for you guys. And the afternoons are probably okay for me to write as well. Like, I still work in the afternoons, so maybe I could do maybe 2 a week. I could do one in the morning here for the Americans and the Americans, the American continents, North and South America, and Australia, and then the afternoon for the other parts of the world. Other part of the planet. Maybe that'll be the way to go. Yeah, absolutely maple. This was for a game that had and I won't talk too much about it, but that was the idea it was going for, this kind of living machine kind of vibe. It's for Menace. The game Menace, I can say that. but it's no longer in it. It's too much for the faction I was writing for. But who I was writing for was exactly that in mind. That sort of organic machine. Ghost trees. Holy cow, $50. Thank you so much. Great. I'm glad you like the music. I'm glad you like it. Get some weird piano glissness or something. Okay, I don't know what comes next, but we'll figure that out another day, I think. Maybe we should help build these breaths out a bit. Using Cake-Look now too? Awesome. I'm glad you're finding it good and useful. I like it too, but I feel like I'm in a sort of state of Stockholm syndrome with it. I can't escape. Can't leave its clutches. But it's good. I do like it. Okay. Something like that will do, I think. I think the quantizing did not quite work for the basses there, so we'll just redo that. Okay. Okay. Bring them down a bit though. Just bury it underneath the synth a little bit. Just adds a bit more texture. That goes for too long. Cool. Well, fellas, ladies and gentlemen, I think I might call it there. I think I need to go eat some food. Because I'm really hungry. I'm really hungry. But thank you for hanging out. And I'm sorry for missing Monday, and I hope this has made it up to you. We're streaming on a Friday. On a Friday. TGIF, everyone. I hope everyone has a great weekend. I hope everyone just, like, has it easy. Just a really easy weekend. Really chill weekend. Hopefully that works out for you. It's a real dark cyberpunk dystopian fantasy vibe. Perfect so notes. Those are all the perfect the tags that we're going to be using for this track, I think. Definitely. But thanks for hanging out, guys. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate everyone who's donated today, has subbed today. I swear next week I'm going to have the YouTube alerts all hooked up to my OBS. I swear I'll do it. I'll probably be back on Monday morning We'll probably continue this track, I think. See if we can actually get it closer to the end. How much we got so far? How many minutes? What are we up to? Nearly 3 minutes. I don't know how long this track should be. I don't know. I can keep on going. It doesn't feel like we're near like the end of this section, so we'll keep it going. I don't know. I don't know how many more streams this will be. But we'll figure it out. We'll find out, I suppose. But yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sir Notes. I will catch you on Monday morning. Hopefully with no weird contact issues that will stop me from streaming. Alright? Have a great weekend. I will catch you on the other side of it. Alright? Take it easy, everyone. Bye-bye.